Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. We're going to do a little bit of demonstration of how Access can handle a progress bar. Now, there is a progress bar control. Now, you've seen progress bars. You've installed software. You see the bar that fills from bottom to top when you're installing software or running some process. Now, Access has a bar like that built in. Well, actually, it's not quite built in. If you go to form design, and I'm not gonna actually use that bar here, but I just want to show you. If we would have to go down to ActiveX controls. This is technically an external control, even though it's Microsoft. And I believe it would be, see, progress bar control version 6. Oh, maybe that's a little fancy. And you've seen bars like this. I'm not even going to bother using this in the demo. There's a danger to using these ActiveX controls, namely that they get updated, or they may not get updated when Access gets updated. They can introduce bugs. If the person if you're using them on one computer and the other computer doesn't have the ActiveX control installed, it won't work. So these can be very messy. They're very easy to use, but they're also, and maybe if it's just a quick thing, you're only going to use an application on one computer or in one small company, and you're not going to be updating Access that often. Maybe it is the best choice in some circumstances, but it generally isn't. I prefer to build my own progress bar using native Access controls. But before we go into that, let's see one of the reasons why we might need a progress bar. So right now, just demonstration purposes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press go on this, and what it's going to do is it's going to go through this people table. There's about 600 entries, 600 rows. It's going to increment everyone's age by 1, and then it's going to print out first name, last name, and age in this list box. So let's go ahead and press go. Now, it doesn't look like anything's happening, but you see we're getting this kind of hourglass type thing, and we think it's working, but we're not sure. Is it hung up? Did the computer crash? It's not very clear. We have a long process happening, and we're not really sure what's happening, where it is in the process, how close it is to being done. And okay, now you can see it just finished, and it just finished everything all at once. If we make a slight change here, and we put in a command called do events at the end of each item, that will prevent the computer from going into that not responding mode. It won't make it any faster. It won't make the overall process any faster. But you can see it's flickering, it's going, it's better. But we really don't know how long this is going to take. It's been about 6, 7, 10 seconds already. Yeah, and it's going to go a while, yeah, because it's only... Oh, it's at the J's last time. They are alphabetical, by the way. It's a J. Okay. It's going to take a short while. But so this is an improvement. Basically what I did is I put in a command called do events, which kind of, it puts control back to the program, so it's not just hung up on those lines that it's using to fill this box. Okay, so it's going to go a while. Let's go ahead and just skip toward the end, and then we'll reconvene. So it looks like it's almost there. And you can tell it's progressing because it's up to the T's, now TH, TOOT. So it's getting there toward the end. I should also add that the first time I ran this, it went a little too fast. So I put in some code in there to pause. But between each one of them, it will pause for up to 1/10 of a second in between. So that made it to artificially lengthen the time a little bit. Okay, we're at the W, and we should be done shortly. So it's going to take a while. And that's the point. I wanted to demonstrate something that would take a while. At least now, this is a slightly better step, and at least it's not hanging anymore. We can see it's progressing. But Still not completely satisfied. Okay, now it looks like it's done. Still not completely satisfied because we really don't have a good way of viewing progress in terms of percentage or how long this thing's going to take. So let's get out of this form, and we're going to open up a revised version of it. I'm going to open this in Design View at first. Now this has, let's go ahead and look at this. We've got a progress bar in here, and the progress bar is made of two different text boxes. One that has a color and one that has the plain white background, so you can see the percentage is going to be displayed in here, processed. This is going to tell you, X out of Y records. We still have the go button. We have a button here where we can abort the process. The text box, the list box is still the same. It's going to fill with the numbers as we go through. And we can take a quick look at the programming involved. I'm not, I don't want to make this a video about programming, so I'm not going to go into any too many details here. But basically what's happening is we're clearing out the list, and then we're just kind of initializing these, setting the progress bar to 0. And then we're gonna, we're gonna set the record set the table. This is looping through every one of these. We still have the sleep function here. Maybe I'll make it up to a tenth of a second instead of a quarter of a second. It's going to show this in percent complete, and it's going to show this as number complete. So let's go ahead and look at and open the form. So now we can press go in here, and it's going to be basically the same process, except now we're going to have a nice progress bar. It's going to show us how many are done. Now see, we know there's 605 names, and we can see how many are done. We can see the percentage. We know exactly what's going on. If we realize we made a mistake or something, we can abort it in a nice friendly way. Process aborted at 40%, and we've gone up to Ames. So I guess H's, that's about 40%, I suppose. So let's start this over again and let it go to the end. I mean, we could make this into a timer. That becomes a little tricky because you don't know how in advance how long this is going to take. Well, it's theoretically possible. Okay, so we're almost done now, but you see how convenient this is. It's not hanging up. It doesn't stop responding. We can tell exactly what the percentage is at any time. So if you have a database with a lot of records in it and it's very slow, I mean, this progress bar obviously is not going to speed it up. In fact, it may slow it down slightly because there's more stuff going on in the background. Now, again, as you can see, I artificially made this take a little longer by having it go to sleep, having it pause in between names for anything up to anything up to a tenth of a second. Progress bars, again, we could take the easy route and go through the ActiveX controls. And, if you want something quick and simple, go ahead and do it. It may be better in some limited circumstances, but the danger is they're a little more prone to crashing. They're not updated as often. And you might have a database that runs on one computer, but not another computer because that computer doesn't have the control registered. It's not internal to access. You need to bring it in. And so that, you can have some complications with that. This is a little more work, but once you get it going, you have a nice template that you can plug into any other application. So it's a little more work up front, but a little more convenient at the end. And personally, I never liked the modern Microsoft Progress bar. I liked it when old versions, they had this nice smooth bar. Now they go to a series of boxes, which I don't understand. Maybe they're tested well for some reason. I don't like the individual boxes. I like a nice smooth bar going all the way across. And it really helps that it can be built rather easily. It takes some coding. Obviously, it's not something that if you're a beginner, it's not something you would throw together real quickly. But it's something that we can do. And as a matter of fact, we do have templates or a template that does nothing but progress bars that can also be plugged into your application. So, this is an example of how we can customize it. But I would recommend anytime you have an application, there's a large amount of data you have to search or process or update. Get a progress bar. It can save a whole lot of headaches. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. leave any questions in the comments, and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next time.